What do we have here? We have a couple old ski rules. The first one here is a 1972 RTX 440 mid-engined ski rule made by the Coleman Company. This used to be Ed Cook's machine in Greenwood, who sold it then to my grandfather, or Donna's grandfather, and he gave it to me through my father-in-law Ed, and I've worked on it over the years. It needs to be fully restored, but it's in pretty good shape. It runs really well, does everything it's supposed to do. I reupholstered the seat on it, put a different track underneath it. I think it's got a Yamaha track underneath it now. Yes, it's got the Yamaha track. Everything's been rebuilt on it, the idlers and everything. The body needs to be painted and it needs new stickers on it. Let's see. It's got 1,190 miles on it. That's the true miles on it. The motor's been rebuilt. It's got the 440. It originally came with a 300 single banger Sachs engine in it. It's now got the Sachs 440 SA2 in it. It's got a top speed of about 65 miles an hour. The motor puts out approximately 40 horsepower. 36 I think at the best. So it's all pretty much original, except I widened the skis out, and the stance on the skis is a little bit wider. Going carefully here. I just added pieces and welded it on and put skins on it. And that's about all that's been done to this machine. And this one is also a 72 ski rule, but it is an RTX 447. And I got this one from Jack Van Ryan in Midway, BC. And it's been totally restored with all the best parts I could find to get for it. It's got the original Kohler in it, but it's been rebuilt with new pistons and new rings and all new gaskets and seals in it. And a new windshield. Stickers are all original. I did the same thing. I widened out the skis and I reupholstered the seat myself. Both of them are not hand stitched, but I used a sewing machine and stitched it all together, and they go pretty good. So this one's got a top speed of about 70 on it. And it's really not had a lot of miles put on it since I've gotten it. I've had issues with chain cases and stuff, but it runs pretty good, which I will do now. Nice little cut to it. All the lights and everything work on it. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. Start up the other one. It's got a bit more bark to it. Flickering is from the electronics for the old point type ignition. The flickering we just saw was from the old point style ignition. It must be arcing a little bit somewhere, but this is a front engine mount on the 447. There's the Kohler, and I put a Mikuni carburetor on it. It's a Mikuni 34 on there, and I have to do some modifications to put it on. I made that manifold is handmade, and it seems to work quite well. It levels the carburetor out better, but there's not enough clearance for a velocity stack or an airbox or anything in there, so that's hopefully something I'm going to change down the line. Other than that, except for the carburetor, this sled is all original. Carburetor, the skis, oh, and it's got a new Skidoo track underneath it also. That's been, the drive gear has been modified for the Skidoo track. This one has got a mid-engined Sachs 440 in it. You can see what I mean by mid-engine. It's not at the front, it's in the middle of the sled. So It was a good idea at the time. These were all way ahead of their time. I'm going to flip open the door here. You can see the velocity stack and the same thing. It's got a Mikuni carburetor on it. This one also has a Mikuni 34 on it. It's been rejetted and everything for this machine. But oh, and I handmade a header exhaust manifold off of a Ford headers for a Ford 302. That's the header you see there. But other than that, for the header and the carburetor, it's all stock, all original. So, and that's my ski rules.